So here we'll talk a little bit about the quick access toolbar. You'll notice at the top here, we can access some of the tools very quickly. And one of the ones we use, of course, all the time is undo and redo. So we have open, save. We have synchronize and modify settings, allows to synchronize operation with central. Undo, redo, and you can actually undo back different stages once we get into the doing some editing. You can see these little flyouts. We have measure along an element or measure between. We have the dimension tool. I've added some in here too, by the way. Yours, you won't have all these. Yours will stop at some point. Then I have tag by category. I have my text tool, my 3D button, my section tool, my line, thin lines tool, close hidden windows, switch windows. So I have some various little shortcuts. Okay, and you can add those in yourself. First thing I usually do is take this quick access toolbar and move it down below my ribbon. Watch, I'm going to pick on here and I'm going to say, go to the bottom and say show below ribbon. Click on there. Now it's down in here. I tend to like it down here. There's another strip in here called the options bar. This will light up once we start to actually draw some objects. If you click the wall tool, all of a sudden you'll see this area light up. Okay, to stop whatever it is you're doing, you just pick the modify tool once, or you hit escape on the keyboard. So we're keeping our left hand on the keyboard really poised over the escape button because we're hitting escape a lot to get out of a tool or a command. So our quick access toolbar is here. We have some options on here, and we can say whether we want to show these tools or not. We can also add to it. So if I say, well, I want to add my railing tool to my quick access toolbar, all I have to do is right click on this and say add to quick access toolbar, and it'll add it there. That way, you see railing is under home, but look, we've got many more tabs. We have insert, annotate, analyze, structure, massing and site, collaborate, view, manage, modify. So it's a lot easier to just pick on here than to go back and hit home and then hit railing again, or even add it to your keyboard shortcuts we showed you previous lessons ago. Okay, and on that note, you'll notice that this is what is called a tab. Okay, this is what is called a tool. These are individual tools. And the individual areas here with the lines vertically are panels. Okay, this is all kind of the ribbon, but we have a tab, we have a panel, look, the build panel, and then we have the tool. And then sometimes the tool even has a flyout on top of that. So when you're accessing your keyboard shortcuts, you have to say, okay, it's on the insert tab on the link panel, and it's called point cloud. So it'll say insert semicolon link semicolon point cloud, and that's where you go into that keyboard shortcuts and add that to say, you know, PC or something. So you have to know the the tab. This is the tab, this is the panel, and this is the tool. So you have to know, more or less know those terms as you work through here. So at any point you can go to any tab and you can right click on a tool and say add to quick access toolbar, and it goes into there. Okay, from there we can click on here and we can say customize quick access toolbar, and now we can go in with these guys and we can kind of edit them a little bit, move them around, move them up, move them down, remove or add a separator. You see there's little separators vertically in here, so you can control all of these tools are these tools in here, and then these are little separators. So I can go inside of tile here and say add a separator, boom, and all of a sudden between tile windows and wall foundation right inside of here, I've got a little separator. So that was under here under customize quick access toolbar. The other one I did was show above, and then inside of here you can see the different check marks that you have. So that's the quick access toolbar. This is the ribbon. Okay, and then of course under options we saw, just to go back, if we go to user interface keyboard shortcuts, now remember when we go inside of here, Okay, look what it says. This is the path. The Home tab under the Build panel under Structure. This is the this is the tab. This is the panel. This is the tool, and then this is a flyout. Okay, sometimes they don't have flyouts. Okay, on the View tab under Graphics, we have a command inside of here. So this is the tool, and this is where it's located, and then from there you can create a new shortcut. But you have to kind of understand where the tool is back here on the interface before you can change it in there. You'll get the hang of it. So this is the ribbon with all of our different tools, and if you hover over top of it, it'll give you a flyout, and then it'll even give you an extended flyout. If you hit F1 right now on the keyboard, it'll go into the help menu and talk about that specific tool. So if you want to know what the room tool does, just hover over it and then hit F1 on the keyboard, and it'll naturally go into the help menu, and then it'll give you information on there. So ribbon, quick access toolbar, our options bar is down here. We have some search tools inside of here, and this goes to an Autodesk wiki site, and this one is a different form. So we have really different forms of getting information using the new Seek tools that Autodesk has inside of here. Okay, now we have our options bar here, which means that if we start something, watch, I'll start a column tool, and all of a sudden I'm going to get some options inside of here that might involve flyouts, it might involve information, check marks. You've got to keep your eye on this area here. Okay, so this is the options bar, this is the quick access toolbar, this is the ribbon, these are tabs, these are panels, these are tools. Okay, this is the properties palette, this is the project browser. So project browser, properties palette. Okay, this is the editing area. This is our visibility toolbar. We can go in here and change our scale. We can change our coarse, medium, and fine detail level. We've got shaded and realistic views. We've got shadows. We're going to talk about some of this and isolating different categories. Okay, then we've got our status bar, which is almost like a help menu. If you hover over something, look what happens down in here in our status bar. Okay, so if you hover over stuff, it'll actually give you information. It doesn't do much for you when you're up on the ribbon, but if you're inside of here and you hover over a door or a window or anything, it's going to tell you. So this is almost like the command line in AutoCAD. It's a one-way command line. It's Revit talking to you, but you don't get to really put the information in. You have to put your information in up over here. Okay, we have some stuff over here with work sets, etc. So we'll talk about the status bar and that as we move along. Visibility control bar down here. We do have some scroll bars. I don't really use them much. We've got our different view cube and our 3D viewing tools over here. We have minimize, maximize, and exit, and this is specific to the view we happen to be in. So we'll notice that in Revit, each view you open creates a new window inside of Revit, and you can manage those windows and tile them, etc. So a quick look at the interface here inside of Revit. If you ever want to go back, you can go to View and you can go to Interface and look. Navigation bar, project browser, properties, status bar. So if you don't want to see any of these objects we've talked about, you can just kind of turn them off. So this is under user interface, turning these objects on and off. If all of a sudden your project browser disappears over there, you can get it back by going to the View tab under user interface and simply put the check mark and it'll come back in. So we'll be using this terminology throughout as we start to create our project. Next thing we want to talk about a little bit is file types, the file extensions Revit uses. Then we can get started with the little project.